You know what it is. Another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. We're a little late. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get on time before the year's over. Of that, I assure you. That day will soon to come, but that day is not today. Maybe next week. Anyway, let's start the show. Yeah, you know what it is. Another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. I am your host for this evening, Big Brandon Carter, BBC King Keto, the king of ketosis, Keto Suave, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio, El Jefe de Ejercicio, and I am joined by the best producer in the game.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Co-host, the man running this whole shit. I just sit down and start yelling at cameras. Nima's doing all the shit.
It's an honor.
I believe you. I believe you, man. Let's give a shout out to Nima, straight out of Iran.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And then, man, in the chats, making sure that the chats, everything stays copacetic in the chat, reading your super chats, kicking out the haters, banning them for life, sending them to the pit of exile is Minovia. You know, she's gonna be reading the super chats. She's gonna be kicking out the haters, making sure y'all send them crazy you out of here, man. She got an itchy trigger finger. She can't wait to ruin someone's life today. She can't wait. She loves it. All right. And we about to get into it. Listen, but before we start, I just got to, Nima, we got some sponsors.
No way.
Yeah, no bullshit. We got sponsors, man. I know it's crazy. Two sponsors for this pod. The first sponsor is the newsletter, Big Money Methods. All right, Big Money Methods. This is the newsletter, right? All you got to show you methods to make big money. So what you do is you click that link in the description, boom, put your email in here, and you're going to get twice a week, you're going to get articles written by me and the homies. Here, I want how to control your dopamine for optimum happiness and shit. You know what I'm saying? The self-improvement paradox. What's that about? It's an article I wrote. Don't you want to read it? Yeah, you do. You don't even know. Then the other articles are written by the homie Chris, big dog. He's one of our top salespeople and one of the top HTT students, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? He's the man, right? And the homie Scene is he's a copywriter here at High Ticket Trainer. And together, the three of us, we put together this newsletter every week for y'all. We spend a lot of time writing these articles, man. Check out this new one on managing your dopamine levels. This is in-depth articles, man. You know what I'm saying? In depth. Look at this motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? Articles with pictures. Come on, man. Don't you want to learn? Yeah, you want to learn, man. Stop fucking around. Go ahead and hit that link. Put your email in here. Subscribe for free. Twice a week. You're going to get emails on methods to make big money. All right. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our other sponsor, Thot Repellent. Thot Repellent is the easy to apply spray that keeps the hose away. It's very important because a lot of y'all don't know this yet, but you will. Like once you start balling, you know, all that how to pick up girl shit, all that pickup shit, that's reserved for broke boys. The ballers get chased and it'd be too many. And that's why you need Thot Repellent. Thot Repellent. You know, no más chicas, por favor. No más culo para mí. Please. I got enough. More than enough. Right? And some of these women are not. Now, here's the thing. the way we engineered this scientifically, right? We had a team of Iranian slaves, scientists who Iranian scientists who put this together. Where the way it's manufactured is that it only affects the DNA of thots, hoes, sluts. You know, and the good women, they won't be affected at all. The good women, they'll just, oh, that's a delicious fragrance. But the thots, man, they'll smell it and they'll be repelled, hence the name. This way you don't have to worry about bitches trying to get pregnant on purpose. Bitches trying to take your money. Bitches trying to fuck the homies. All types of thought activities, embarrassing you and shit in public, you know? You don't have to worry about that when you have thought repellent, because those kind of women won't even be in your vicinity. They won't have access to you any longer because of thought repellent. This is only the good women will be able to penetrate your force field. All right. Now, we've been working on this for a long time. Me and my team of Iranians. And we're past the research phase. I like that, you know, we're past the research phase. Only a few of the test subjects died. Only a few dozen. now it's safe. The first batches, Dios mío, not so much. But the new batches are safe, right?
At least they don't kill, you know.
Yeah, they won't kill you. Is when I say safe.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna kill you, but it's safe. But more importantly, it keeps you safe from thoughts. That's what's most important. All right. Now that we're past the research phase where it's like good, or it's good enough to not kill you, but still keep the thoughts away. We're in the development stage, right? And that's where you come in, right? All your super chats are going to go towards development for thought repellent, right? You know, so we already spent some of the money on it, right? A lot of the money went towards the graphic design of the bottle and this prototype, right? But now we're going to get some smaller ones, travel size ones that fit, go through TSA. You know, listen, warning, do not take this shit on Spirit Airlines because it's all thoughts, right? You'll accidentally do it. You might accidentally do a 9/11. Like on accident, you wasn't even trying. The motherfucking plane waitress start convulsion when she comes by you. Because the plane waitresses are thoughts on Spirit. Everybody know that. It's like being on the motherfucking F train. You know the F train on Queens, if you know, it starts in Jamaica, Queens. Yeah, you know. Some of y'all know. All right. Anyway, I digress. Thought repellent. Your super chats we can get this to the market. What's the lead time on it?
I would say the 80 days.
You're
just tweaking that aroma.
The aroma.
That's the part that it's kind of pushing us.
Because the first batch smelled a little bit like Hennessy, and I didn't like that.
Yes, exactly. So
yeah, I didn't like
fine tuning it.
We're just then the second batch had a gasoline smell, which everyone likes, but you don't want to necessarily smell like that. So the new one's gonna smell more like you know, it's got to repel thought, so it's gonna smell more like responsibility and accountability, and thoughts hate that, right? So that it'll keep you safe, right? But it's you know, the good women, they want to worry about there's a few side effects. It's nothing crazy, nothing you have to worry about. It's safe, you won't die, but side effects include, but are not limited to, post-nut charity, athlete's foot fetish, Brazilian wax jiu-jitsu, no friends November, Bone Marrow Thugs in Harmony, Infinity Kidney Stones, Off-White Privilege, and the inability to smile on the weekends. All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Small price to pay to keep the thoughts away. All right, and I think one of those heroes have already contributed to the thought repellent. I think that's a hero needs to be acknowledged with a super chat. This is where your super chats are going. This is where they're going.
We have Mind of MXZ. Yo, BBC, you are helping me through tough times right now. Lost grip because of my ex. Gotta go back to the grind and show her what she lost. Big love from Germany.
Yo, man, shout out to you, Germany. Man, is that a black dude from Germany? He look like he light skinned or like bald white?
Bald tannish? Definitely not white.
Okay, good. Because a bald guy from Germany, a bald white guy from Germany probably wouldn't be a Brandon Carter fan, if you know what I mean. They have a strange history over there. I didn't know they was letting black people over there in Germany, man. They've really turned the corner. You know what I'm saying? Things have changed since what I heard was going on in the history books. Yo, let's look at it. Keep that on the screen. First of all, I'm glad that I'm helping you through your tough time, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm there for you. All right. Now he's saying he lost grip because of his ex. Brother, listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. This is what we're doing here. We're trying to do God's work out here. This brother would still be succeeding had some thought not taking him off his grind. There's a movie I saw when I was a child, and it was called Belly, featuring Nas and DMX. You don't go watch the movie. It's not a good movie. It's entertaining. I've watched it over 50 times, but it's not like a good movie. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed watching it. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, it's like a guilty pleasure kind of thing. And I just remember Nas and DMX were riding in the car, and Nas said, yo, I was talking to Keisha, and she was saying, Keisha was a girl. I'm talking to Keisha, and she was saying, I don't remember what he said. And then DMX says, what? Nigga, you listening to a bitch? Bitches will fuck your whole shit up. And that's the only thing I really remember from that movie. Bitches will fuck your whole shit up. And I keep getting reminded that that's possible. Look, it happened to our friend. It happened to our skinhead friend. You know what I'm saying? Mind of Mix. No, he a Russian in Germany. That's cool, man. Bald Russian in Germany. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? He on his Putin shit, man. He on his Putin or Rasputin shit. You know what I'm saying? He out here getting it in. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Listen, all your super chats go towards research and development for Thot Repellent. We're gonna get this out to the market soon, real soon. And I think I got it. I don't need to play none of the songs. We're not gonna play none of the songs today. I got like fucking 50 songs. I got like fucking 50 Thot Repellent songs. But I ain't gonna play them today, man. Matter of fact, I want to get into the teachings today. It's summertime. A lot of y'all fat. And that shit is fucking lame. You should stop doing that. And I'm here to help with this episode of Habits of a Winner. All right, it's time to stop being fat. I want to help you. I want to help you guys stop being fat once and for all. All right, and I'm gonna show you how to do it fast. Now, to be clear, in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to burn fat fast. I don't want to hear any of you. I don't hear any of you talking about that's unsustainable, right? You don't fast and unsustainable when it comes to fat loss. Those goals are in conflict with each other. You can have one, but you can't have the other. If you want to have it, if you want to If you want to lose weight fast, if you want to burn fat fast, I'm going to show you out in this video. If you want something sustainable, then you need to leave this video like right now. This is not going to be sustainable. This is not for you. All right. You need to go to some, I don't know, some teenage white girls YouTube page. She'll have a sustainable, love yourself, feel good workout plan that you can do from the comfort of your own home. Right. You know, and you and your mama can do that together. And you can and you can mess around and burn a pound of fat a week over the next 3-4 months. Cool. That's sustainable. Go do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. We'll wait for you to leave. All right, cool. Now that all the not all the lazy bitches are gone. I can talk to the tough guys who are ready to lose weight fast. I think that all that sustainable diet shit has been pushed on you by fitness influencers who think you are a bitch. And that's why they give you that easy shit. Right? Here's the thing. To lose fat, you have to be in the caloric deficit. We're going to talk about it. But that is quite literally a mild form of starvation. Why would you want to sustain starvation? I think you should get ripped as fast as possible. Then once you hit your ideal body weight, you move into a plan that you can sustain, right? But let's get ripped fast as possible, then move into something sustainable. But you want to be all slow and oh, and there's advantages to that. One, you make progress fast, right? You stop being fat quicker. All right. And two, if it's taking you mad long to lose weight, right? And it's taking an inordinate amount of time, you are likely to get discouraged and quit. I've seen it happen plenty of times. I've been a personal trainer for over 25 years. And one of the things I specialized in was helping people get ripped as fast as possible. And then we moved into something sustainable. If that's not for you, again, I told your bitch ass to leave a long time ago before we start talking about this. Why are you still here? If you think about typing, that's not sustainable in the comments. If somebody types in the comments, that's not sustainable, shame him now. Let's shame him. Everyone shame him. Let's get together and bully this person. We don't need him within our tribe. Because all that not sustainable shit, these motherfuckers are here trying to tell you how tough you are, telling you something's not sustainable. Bitch, you don't know how tough I am. You don't know what I can sustain. Anyway, it's also not going to be easy. This is going to be super difficult. All right. In fact, this may be one of the most difficult fat loss protocols any of you have ever seen. Definitely more difficult than almost anything any of you have ever embarked on. All right. Again, you clicked on a video because you wanted to lose fat fast. If you wanted it easy, you should go somewhere else. Right. This is probably a middle-aged white woman somewhere on the internet. She's got something easy you can do. Right. It might take you months or a whole year to hit your ideal body weight, but it'll be easy. All right. Being fat for that long may be difficult. That's it'll be difficult mentally. Like, it won't be physically difficult. This will be physically difficult. This is going to test how hard you are, how tough you are. Right. And a lot of you will fail. This is not for everyone. It will work if you do it, but it's not for everyone. All right. Now that all the losers have been shamed away from this video, I'm assuming I'm only talking to the people who are tough enough to control the amount of food they put in their mouth, which doesn't sound like it takes a whole lot of discipline to me, but we'll see. All right. there are 3 steps to this diet protocol. There's 3 steps to this protocol. And we're going to go over each one of them. And each one of them is going to get more difficult than the last. I'm sure I'm going to lose many viewers throughout this video. This is not the video I would post if I wanted to get 1 million views. If I wanted to get 1 million views, I would show you something that would be easy. This is going to be tough. It's going to test what you're made of. All right. But it will work. Of that, I assure you. All right. So the first thing you need to do to lose fat is you need to be in a caloric deficit, right? Meaning you have to burn more calories than you consume, right? And the reason you have to do that is because the way the human body works on a biological level, the reason we have fat, the reason your body stores fat is because, back in the day, it's because this whole being able to eat whenever you want shit is pretty new as far as human history is concerned, right? If our ancient ancestors wanted to eat something, they had to grow it or kill it, right? You just have to go on your phone and order Uber Eats, right? So they would go through long stretches of, our ancestors would go through long stretches of famine, right? And if they killed a buffalo or a woolly mammoth, right, they would eat the whole mammoth. The whole tribe would eat the whole mammoth because, refrigerators hadn't been invented yet. That food was about to rot. They needed to eat it all because they couldn't store it for later, right? But they could store it for later if they ate it all, and those extra calories would be stored as fat. And the human body's designed to store those extra calories as fat because, listen, I never killed a woolly mammoth. I'm gonna be honest with you. So what I'm about to say is just a hypothesis, but I would assume it's difficult to kill mammoths with sticks and stones. All right. So it was super difficult for them to actually kill these motherfucking animals, right? So they would go through, so if they did kill one, they eat it all, then they'd probably go through a starvation period. And that was human history. And that's been the majority of human history, feast and famine. And we evolved in order to get through that by eating a surplus of food. And then when we are in a caloric deficit, meaning we're not getting a lot of food or not getting a lot of calories, your body will use that fat as energy, right? We have to do the same thing to lose fat now. We have to be in a caloric deficit, all right? And then your body would use that fat as energy, right? So to burn a pound of fat, you have to actually burn 3,500 calories, right? So you have to be in a caloric deficit of 3,500 for every pound of fat that you want to burn. All right. So how do we make sure this happens? Well, we have to track it. Right. Before I get into this is where I'm gonna lose a lot of you motherfuckers. But I'm telling you, this will work. So here's a study done by Duke University where they had people tracking everything they ate. We're going to use this. Just ignore all these other lines. We're going to talk about this one in gray. Right. This gray line. All they did was tell the participants in the study to just track what you ate for 3 months. They didn't give them any diet plan. They didn't give them any protocol. They didn't even tell them to be in a caloric deficit. They didn't tell them anything. They got 0 instructions. All they said was track what you ate. Guess what happened? You guessed it. These motherfuckers started eating less. And so much so that all the participants started to lose weight when they started tracking. Right now, when they stopped tracking at month 3 and they started to gain some of the weight back. Right. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be tracking our diet. Now, here, if you did want something easy, that's about as easy as it gets. You don't even have to follow a diet plan, according to the study from Duke University. Right. These are fucking scientists. Right. All you have to do is track what you eat. They use MyFitnessPal to track it. Just track everything you eat and you'll lose weight. You could just do that if you wanted something simple and easy, even though I told the people who wanted that to leave earlier. You could just do that, but you guys want to lose weight fast. These motherfuckers lost on average, you know, a little over 5 pounds in 3 months. I wouldn't call that fast. But if you wanted something easy, just track what you eat. You don't even have to do a fucking diet, right? You can actually just track what you eat, and you know, you'll lose a few pounds a month, straight up, right? But we're gonna take it up a notch. So first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna be tracking what you eat, right? Now, hold on. Yeah. And then a lot of people are asking, how do you track food that you can't find on MyFitnessPal? I don't eat food I can't track. I keep a food scale on me everywhere I go. I've shown it in tons of videos, tons of times. If you're watching this in the future, my video editors will put one of my food scales on the screen. And I track everything I eat. I keep it on me, and I weigh my food, even at restaurants. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I mean, I post it all the time. I don't know, whatever. And most times people don't even notice. The only time they ever notice is if I take the picture, right? So it's not something to be embarrassed about. And also keep in mind, I also don't give a fuck what people think about anything. So if they did care, I wouldn't, right? But anyway, I weigh everything I eat, and I put it in MyFitnessPal, and it's super easy. It only takes a second. If you do that, man, you'll lose weight. Or you can scan the label. It's super easy, but I know a lot of people are fucking weird about that. Listen, if you can't track your diet, like, it doesn't get any easier than this, guys. Like, that's the easiest thing. This is the easiest diet plan I've ever heard. No diet, just track what you eat, and studies show you'll lose weight. If you can't even do that, get the fuck away from this video. Leave. I fucking hate you. Your weakness. That's why you're gonna die fat. I promise you that. All right. How do I know that? Because most Americans do. It's the #1 cause of death in America. 1,500 Americans die every day of obesity-related diseases. It kills more people than cancer, right? It kills more people than cancer, obesity-related diseases. It kills more people, 1,500 people a day. To put that in context, only 3,000 people died on 9/11. So it's like a 9/11 every other day, basically, in America. But it doesn't get the kind of press because, you know, it's gradual. These motherfuckers didn't die in an instant. Like on 9/11, they died, you know, it took them a decade or two to kick the bucket, man, to take that dirt nap for being too fat, right? So if you can't track what you eat, I don't know, you're probably gonna be one of those people. And I don't know what to say. Anyway, where we at? All right. So in order to track your food, you got to get that food scale, right? Keep your food scale. Remember, this is fast. We're not trying to be easy. Keep a food scale on you every day, everywhere you go. I know a lot of people are thinking of typing. That's too much work. I don't want to do that. You shouldn't be watching a video about burning fat fast if you're not willing to be extreme. All right. Watch someone else's video, bro. This is not for you. This is not for you. This is extreme fat loss protocol. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been doing that every day for over a decade. It's not a big deal to me, but I am tougher than you. Okay. All right. So you keep a food scale on you everywhere you go. The next step you need some sort of wearable to track the calories you burn. All right. You can use, I used to use the Apple Watch for that for years. If you watch my old videos, I'm always wearing an Apple Watch, right? But I switched to the Oura Ring because it blends in with my attire, you know. And you know, the watches I wear now, they don't track my heart rate or the calories, but they raise your bitch's heart rate, and they raise your mama's heart rate when she sees me flexing in these motherfucking RMs and APs. But anyway, you can use an Apple Watch, all right, or Oura Ring, or a Garmin, or a Fitbit, right? And you want to use that to track the calories you burn each day. Listen to me. Pay attention. It's not 100% accurate. I know that. The wearables to track it are not 100% accurate. What we want is some sort of baseline, because what's the alternative? The alternative is to just guess, right? So we know it's going to be a range. Right? And the wearables, they usually overestimate your calorie expenditure per day, right? Here's the thing. Even food labels are not 100% accurate. It's fucked up, right? Check this out. The FDA allows food labels to be 20% inaccurate, meaning they can be 20% wrong in either direction. It can be 20 calories more than it says, or 20 calories less, right? It's just a fucking range. Like, we're not sure, but we want to make the range as tight as possible. All right. Now here's the thing. I'm sorry. And that means it could be the calories can be 20%. It could be 20% more calories than it says on the package, or it can be 20% less calories it says on the package, right? It's a range, and we want to keep the range as tight as possible. But what we're going to do is we're going to err on the side of caution, right? Now, once you're tracking the calories you burn each day, and you're tracking the calories you consume each day, now you need to actually hold up. Then you need to actually have that data and put it somewhere. Let me show you what I mean. So this is what I do for people I train. This is what I do for myself. This is what I do for people I train and people, and what I've done from. This is what I do for people I train and what I've done for myself for decades, right? So you get some sort of spreadsheet, right? And every day you come in here and you put in the calories you consumed each day. All right. Let's say you consume 2,000 calories this day. Boom. Now we want to be in a deficit, right? So let's say we burnt 3,000 calories a day. Right? Boom. That means we burnt 1,000 calories. Let's say we do that every day. Now, again, you have to track this stuff, because remember, hold on, I'm gonna screw out of here. Because remember this, right? Just tracking, you'll lose weight. You'll succeed if all you did was track. You'll lose weight according to the data, according to studies. All right, going back. All right. So let's say we did this every day. Let's say we just kept it the same. I'm gonna be simple, use a simple math for you. According to this, we're in about 1,000 calorie deficit each day. You may be saying, hey man, I heard such and such say we want to be in a 500 calorie deficit, or influencer so-and-so said you just need a 500 calorie deficit. Yeah, listen, asshole, go watch his do. If what he said was working for you, you wouldn't be watching my videos, right? All right. If that shit you saw from another video worked for you, you wouldn't be watching another video on how to burn fat, would you? All right. Shut the fuck up and apologize to me. All right. All right. We're just getting simple math. Let's just say you did everything perfect each day. You won't, but let's just say you did. All right. Hey, man, 7,000. You should burn. Remember, every pound of fat is 7,000 is 3,500 calories. You should burn 2 pounds of fat. Now, here's the thing. You also want to use the scale, right? You want to use the scale, weigh yourself every day, and take the average of the weight, right? But it should work. It's math. Now, here's the thing. Remember, the fitness trackers aren't 100% accurate, but they put you in a nice tight range. And that's why even if some asshole say, hey, 500 calories a day. Well, listen, man, that's why we overshooting, because we know the shit may not be accurate. And we know that the labels on food aren't 100% accurate, right? So what do? We take it up. We overshoot. We take it a little higher, right? To make up for the potential inaccuracies. You know what I'm saying? And you track it. You can do a quick, I'm using Notion for this, but you can use Google Sheets and just put in a formula. Boom. And then it comes out this. Now you see what your average is every week. All right. All right. That's what you're laughing at. All right. Hold up. right? And that's part one. You want to make sure you're tracking everything. Now, how many calories should you have each day? How many calories should you burn each day? What your macro should be? That's step 2. And we're going to get into that in a minute, right after the homie Young Candlestick comes through with the motherfucking market update. Let's go. My fault, Nima. I ain't give you
What's up, Brandon?
Yo, what up, Young Candlestick, man? What's good, homie?
Hey, it's good to see you guys. What's up? I love cutting when I need to get a lot of work done because it's like, what are you gonna do? Just work? Yeah, just work. If you're hungry,
taking mad stimulants.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Caffeine all everywhere. Celsius, coffee,
the whole shit, man. You taking mad stimulus? Let's go. All right.
So, today I want to talk about the broad market, and then we're going to talk about some stocks that could benefit if Trump wins the election. All right, let's get into it. All right,
and then there's also got to be some stocks that would benefit if chlamydia wins the election. I mean, Camilla wins the election.
There will be some stocks that would win if Chlamydia Harris wins the election. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool, man. Let's see what's up.
So first off, I want to talk about the broad stock market. Right here, I have the Fear and Greed Index, and this tells us the sentiment of investors. Generally, you want to buy when we're at extreme fear. You want to be greedy when everybody's fearful and everybody's freaking out. But if everybody's being super greedy, that's usually, if you're a trader, a good time to take some profits off the table. Okay? So when we're looking at the broad market, the SPY, it's been in a nice uptrend for a period of time, right?
Yeah.
And I've got this trend line drawn, and trend lines, they're not like magical. They're not the end all be all. It's just like any other tool. But a trend line has more validity the more touches that it has. So there's touch 1. There's a couple of touches right here. A couple touches, kind of a touch right there. Today, we're kind of at that trend line, but we did just close underneath that trend line.
Yikes. Uh-oh.
So it just means, it doesn't mean that the market's just going to crash or anything. It just means, be cautious. It could whipsaw up, whipsaw down. I wouldn't be surprised for the next few months if the stock market went sideways to slightly lower. That's
for the next 4 months, 3-4 months, right? Election is elected.
Yeah. It's around that type of season. If we take a look at small caps, the IWM, this tells us how many stocks are participating in the overall market rally. Small caps are actually looking pretty strong. Yeah, it's got a bullish pennant formation. We could break this down and then retest this former breakout area. That's totally reasonable because the Qs are a leading indicator.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Q's got their asshole ripped out.
Yeah. I'll say.
Yeah. When you look at something like this, you can draw the Fibonacci retracements. It could drop, another couple percent, and it would still be in a strong, healthy uptrend.
Yeah.
So
it got some ways. It can drop some more, probably. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and there will likely be bounces in between. Earlier we talked about the VIX, the Volatility and Fear Index. This tells us the ranges of the market. So when you see these spikes, the ranges start to expand.
Yeah.
And, everybody's a long-term investor. Everybody says that they're a long-term investor until the market actually starts dropping.
Yeah. It's time to go long-term.
Exactly. And when the mindset you want for a long-term portfolio is just accumulate assets. Just don't touch them. Who cares if they drop? But if you're a trader, you do want to start hopping out when things get overbought, and you want to start buying when things get oversold. And when the VIX expands, that's where traders really start to shine, because you start to get those, big movements. Even just looking on the intraday time frame, this is
was intense this morning.
Big drop, big rip up, finish right at the low.
Shit was intense today.
It was nuts, and that's where traders can really shine because there's money to be made in all of these moves, thousands of dollars. So that's just something to consider. But earlier you were talking, Brandon, that Trump is very likely to beat Kamala or
Now, I think it's gonna be hard for her to campaign for 3 months and beat a motherfucker who's been campaigning for fucking 8 years. Like I think it's gonna be difficult.
Like you said, he's the greatest marketer in the world. It's
I
really
think
tough
so.
to beat that. And so if Trump were to win, a big thing that Trump talks a lot about is, hey, we have liquid gold here in the United States. And that's the oil he's referring to. And he's going to be doing, but if he wins, he'll probably be doing a lot of drilling. So we talked in Thursday Night Live.
He wants to do a lot of drilling. He can't do all this shit without the Senate and the House. He needs participation.
Ooh, that's a really good point, Brandon.
Yeah. He'll want to though, right? It'll be a good sign for him.
Yeah, that's right. We do have checks and balances, so
he can't just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, a lot of things do need to line up. I was going to bring up some drilling stocks, so take this with a grain of salt. But BKR, Baker Hughes, this is a stock that is a drilling company. They sell drilling services. Here's the Morningstar report right here. It's fair value that what these analysts put the stock price at $39 a share. That's not huge upside from here, but I was looking at the options chain. So it's got about 10% upside potential. I was looking at the options chain and the premiums are very juicy. They're pretty good for August 16th. So I was thinking of potentially selling a 34 strike cash secured put. And that the premium's pretty good. So
what date though? 34?
Yeah, August 16th, the nearest expiration date. Basically all that means is I would get paid about $50 to buy 100 shares of stock, to commit to buy 100 shares of stock at $34 a share. And that'll give me a good margin for profit. This also pays a 2.3% dividend yield. So you get paid.
So if you get a sign, man, you got some dividends coming in.
Exactly. So it's more of like a lower risk type of a trade. So kind of like a trade / investment. If you wanted a slightly cheaper thing to do the wheel on, Rig, this is another company that could sell drills that could help drill the oil if Trump becomes president and he gets things passed. And
drill, baby, drill.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So I mean, this is kind of like a falling wedge, bullish wedge. Make lower highs and lower lows without a lot of follow through.
What is that? What is that?
Rig. RIG.
They sell drill shit.
Yep, drill shit. And the options are pretty good. You can.
And it looked like it broke out of that falling wedge.
You are correct. And it broke out on a decent increase in volume, 38 million shares. So what I'm looking at, you could buy stock. You could buy 100 shares and sell the 6 covered call. You could sell a 550 cash secured put. These are probably trades I'm going to let the Legion know that I'm doing probably tomorrow.
Hey.
But basically the price target on Rig, some analysts have different price targets, but 8 is the price target for Rig. So that's 36% upside. Now, that's the potential upside. It's not guaranteed to do that. You know that trade is wrong if it starts to take out these lows, 445. Right. So it does have risk. Every stock has risk. This has, potential 20 to 30% downside risk.
Yikes.
But you can reduce that risk by cash flowing it with you. Yep. So those are the main things I wanted to discuss. If Trump were to win, Bitcoin is likely going to outperform the overall market, and it could potentially break out. If Bitcoin breaks underneath 45,000, Bitcoin was a scam.
Okay, wait a minute. What? All right. Okay. Let's say you're Big Brandon Carter, King Keto. You believe Trump is going to win. This is not a political thing. I don't give a fuck who wins. I don't care about policy. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. All I care about is how do I succeed.
Make some money.
It would make a lot of sense to own Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the thing. What if I don't want to own Bitcoin because I don't believe in it? I just want to make this Bitcoin Trump trade. Couldn't I do better if I used the ETF and bought calls?
Yeah, you definitely could. There's different types of Bitcoin ETFs. There's different Bitcoin miners. Yeah. I'm actually blanking on the base ETF for Bitcoin. Mostly because I spend so much time cash flowing with BITO.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you could do leap call options. I think the better way to do it though is just buy baskets of 100 shares and then sell covered calls. Just because the premiums are so high.
A BTIO.
BITO. This is the Bitcoin long ETF. It looks different from Bitcoin because it pays out dividends every month. And
yo, what's the grayscale shit, man?
Yeah,
you know, if I just want to make a crazy trade, 10 grand on some leap call on some options, man, that expire on fucking the day after an election. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. You know, GBTC doesn't have any options. It's so weird.
What?
Yeah, I know. GBTC. You know, you could do something like buy Mara calls. Mara could potentially squeeze upward. You know, Bitcoin miners. There's also Hut 8 mining. That got shafted today, down 18%. Yeah, you know, there's other ones like Riot. I prefer Mara over Riot. It just tends to be more strong. But you know, yeah, there's so many different ways to play it. It's just getting the entry is going to be tricky because there is a lot of downside risk.
Yeah, I don't want to buy just Bitcoin because I can't sell options. I can't sell calls against it while I'm like, you know, I don't want to buy. I don't buy nothing. I can't sell calls against. You know?
Exactly. It really reduces your risk. And, you know, sometimes you do sacrifice that upside growth, but you reduce the downside risk. You make more money if the stock goes sideways. You make money if the stock goes sideways to slightly higher. It's cool.
Yeah, and if I get assigned, it's like it's usually at a way higher price. That's what happened with Nvidia, right? I got assigned at a way higher.
Hell yeah,
whoa, Nvidia is looking crazy.
Yeah, Nvidia, absolutely insane. And even if you do get called away, sure, you can't always sell the top. But the thing is usually
I didn't sell at the top. Yeah, I sold before that last run on accident.
That's all good though. Imagine all of the cash flow that you got while you.
I got paid, man. I got paid off that trade.
And if you really want to re-enter, you just wait for a bigger pullback to former breakout areas, and then you buy.
So at around 100, I'd be a buyer, right? Like around like a little like what you got 96, like I'd be a buyer there.
Yeah. I was even helping some Legion members get some entry points for Nvidia, and I was just like, yeah, you can just go out like a couple weeks, sell the 96 strike cash secured put. They got some fat premium for it.
But it might go further than that, man. That M usually stands for murder. That M formation, that's the I call that the murder formation when it makes that M.
Yeah, that is. And if for those of you guys that don't know what he's talking about, M for murder usually represents like a head and shoulders pattern. Yeah. It's a bearish reversal pattern. It's a loss of momentum pattern. You can see it pretty prominently on the Qs, the QQQ ETF. So head and shoulders patterns. Ideally, the textbook head and shoulders pattern has high volume on the left shoulder. It doesn't need to, but it's indicative. Here's our left shoulder, LS. Here's our head. Here's our right shoulder. And basically, the stock, this is the neckline. When the stock breaks the neckline, you can see a bigger drop. And it's a loss of momentum pattern because it wouldn't break down if it held the right shoulder and then broke upwards and continue the uptrend.
Look at the volume. Look at the volume on those last few days. That shit wants to go further, man. I think it wants to go below 44.1. I think it wants to.
You know, it's very possible. You know, sell-offs can get extreme, especially when people get levered to the tits on the long side. So there can be bounces in between. So maybe bounce first, or it could like bear flag and then drop. You know? But
I think, listen, if it starts looking like Kamala's going to win, I think it's going to go further, right? Because it was stable. Here's my hypothesis. It was stable when everyone knew Joe Biden would lose. But if she starts getting momentum, I think it's going to add some instability.
The financial markets are very complex.
I think they were excited about Trump.
You know,
they made it.
Trump is not super tech friendly. He would probably go after stocks like Google and stocks like Meta.
Oh, you're right. He's not a big fan. Even though it was Zuck is out here trying to kiss his ass now. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Trump is a fan of Elon Musk after Elon Musk made that hack. Yeah.
They used to fucking not like each other, but now they're cool.
Yeah, now they like each other.
Well, you know why? You know why, right? No, here's the thing. He is So the vice president, the homie, his vice president candidate, the homie JD.
Yeah, tell me about him.
This motherfucker, you know who his mentor is?
Who?
Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel helped him. Yeah, Peter Thiel has been mentoring him for like decades. Peter Thiel gave him the money to start his private equity fund or venture capital fund that he had before. He's got him jobs before. Peter Thiel introduced him to Trump. He's a motherfucker. You know what they say, like in like music, oh, this is a person, industry plant. This motherfucker is a political plant, right? And Peter Thiel financed. He met him when he met Peter when he was in high school. I mean college. And Peter Thiel financed his elections before this, right? Peter Thiel has been backing this motherfucker from the beginning. This is Peter Thiel's guy, right? Shit. And it's not a coincidence that Hulk Hogan spoke at the convention, right? Because Peter Thiel paid for Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker. He sued him for like hundreds of millions of dollars because Gawker outed Peter Thiel on being gay. They came out article and said, "Oh, yo, this dude's a homo," and then Peter Thiel was pissed at them, and then they did some shit to Hulk Hogan. It's in Ryan Holiday's book. This book is all about it, right? How Peter Thiel took down
the way.
Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan took down Gawker. They took down their website, and Peter Thiel financed the whole thing and got hundreds of millions of dollars. He bankrupted these motherfuckers, and no coincidence that Hulk Hogan was at the fucking convention. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, Trump and Pete, they seem to be boys now, right? And Peter Thiel and Elon. I'm wrapping it all together. They started PayPal together. They the homies. They were together. They started PayPal together. Then when they sold it, Peter Thiel started doing venture capital shit and made some more billions. And Elon started Tesla and SpaceX with the money they made from selling PayPal to eBay. Right? It comes full circle. I think he will be more tech friendly with Peter Thiel in his motherfucking eardrums.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? With a goddamn because Peter Thiel said because listen. I don't want to get too crazy, but Trump historically likes to take appointments, like put people in positions that are advantageous to him. So he did the same shit with Russia when he had. I don't want to get into all this shit, you know what I'm saying? But with Rex Tillerson, yeah. Look, listen.
I need to be more educated on this. I'm just a charter market technician. I just
watch it. Like I don't have no opinions on any of this. All I'm saying is Peter Thiel met JD, our next vice president in college, paid for, funded his venture capital fund that he was in, got him his first jobs at venture capital funds, and funded his venture capital fund, and paid and funded his Senate race, and introduced him to Trump. All right.
Interesting.
Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that, and now Elon and Trump are cool. I think Pete is the mastermind behind all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
He might be. And another lesson in there is that connections are important. Having good connections are super important.
Yeah. No. This is happening, man. This is happening. Anyway, so I just think that he might be more tech friendly this go round because Pete's in his ear. Can I ask you about a few individual stocks?
Of course. I was just about to ask you. And if there are any super chats, send super chats. I can analyze them.
Oh yeah, if there are any super chats for Greg.
Yeah.
If I don't know if I see any.
I don't know if there are right now, but I'll break down your stocks while we do.
All right. So I got TYL.
TYL? I've actually never heard of them.
No, wait till you see the chart.
TYL.
You about to hear about it.
Oh shit.
Yes, that's like 10% in one day, man.
That's a breakout if I've ever seen one.
That's a breakout, ain't it?
Looks like it's an earnings catalyst, but earnings were on yesterday. So it's kind of like maybe they just grabbed.
JP Morgan adjusted their price targets.
Okay. Oh, man, I love this. So you got the earnings catalyst, and then you have the range breakout, the daily breakout. Now you have an impulse wave up. So after you see an impulse wave, you kind of wait for a retracement. If you start to see it hold and maybe it does like a hammer candle, boom, you have a setup. You can buy right there. You can put your stop loss underneath the hammer.
Just watch it for us in the Legion because JP Morgan raised his price targets on it today. Wells Fargo, I know that's who used to work for you, the homies. They raised their price target on it today, and Edwards Life Science. I don't know what the fuck that is. Anyway, yeah, they got a lot of analysts raise their price targets.
I really like all-time high breakout setups.
All-time high breakout.
No resistance.
That's
no resistance.
Man.
All you have to do when there's a stock at all-time highs is you can check the expected move. So we can reasonably expect if it goes higher, it's going to go higher or lower by plus or minus $30. So what does that really mean? Basically, if you see this at like 600, that's going to be the next resistance point. If it drops $30 though from here, it could potentially be a buy point. So about 534, and that's the former breakout area anyways. What I would like to see on this is maybe like a bull flag, and then you can buy the breakout.
Okay.
On that bull flag. I like it though. It's cool. It's just finding the entry point.
When can we start shorting Lululemon?
I was reading your mind.
Can we finally we missed a lot of entries.
This
but
one
is it time to start shorting this shit?
You know, there's two different styles of shorting. You can short the bounce or you can short breakdowns. This one was one where you had to short it right at the breakdown.
Yeah.
And fun fact, this was actually a short trade in the Legion Trade Ideas back here at 350. I just took profits after 3 days, and you know, it's cool. But you know, it's too late. So what you do is when you see a breakdown like this on volume is mark the breakdown area. If it bounces back to that area and shows signs or signals of a trend rejection, that's where you can go short. So you just have to wait for it to bounce back to that level. But it looks like it's going to get clapped.
Yeah.
Maybe you can day trade short, but just manage your risk really tight.
Yeah. All right. Hymns. This is brought to my attention by the Victory unit.
Yeah. So, you know, this is just a wide range, a wide consolidation range. We could stay in this for some period of time. You know, obviously, since the impulse wave is up, this range can hold. Again, and since the IWM is looking pretty decent, the IWM can help confirm hims and hers. I don't know the exact fundamentals or price targets on this, but basically it just comes down to, yeah, I could break out over 24, watch the volume. It looks to me like we could go sideways for a period of time. Weekly looks good. Monthly looks good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Microsoft is interesting. Long term, I like Microsoft. Short term, this is probably going to see some, you know, just overall just headwinds coming down on it. So, you know, my forecast right now is sideways to slightly lower. It's really bearish as long as it's underneath 431. I think Microsoft is just a stock that you just invest in. You don't try to trade it too much. You know, MSFO is the income version of Microsoft. You know, Microsoft leap call options maybe after the earnings report on July 30th.
Yeah, keep that. Text me.
I'll text you. I'll text you because Microsoft, it's a beast company. You know, they're a giant. You know, 2026, man, those premiums are still pretty high. But you know, they're pricing in some big moves in Microsoft.
All right, one more trade desk, TTD.
Yeah, this one is a good trading stock. I was long this back in this consolidation, just took a small win on that. Now it's starting to show a bit of some violence to the downside. What I'm going to put on a volume weighted MACD, and this is just a geek version of the regular MACD. Basically, it just helps with timing. And what I'm looking at with this moving average convergence divergence oscillator is we got a sell signal back over here. So I was right up there. The angle of the momentum is still down. It's, you know, it's looking pretty sketch. It's beneath the zero line as well. I would say this could potentially be a short underneath today's low. This is a Harami formation. So young candlestick, going to give a candlestick lesson. This is a big ass bearish candlestick. That's the igniting bar. This is called the Harami. And fun fact, Harami means like pregnant mother in Japanese. So
Okay.
this is kind of like the baby. That's the baby on the mom. And you can buy the break of the highs, or you can short the break of the lows. Ideally, the fat ass candlestick is going to be the one that you're going to want to use as a trigger. And that's kind of what it would look like. Okay.
All right.
So forecast is sideways to slightly lower though.
All right. Last one. CrowdStrike.
Oh, this one's interesting. So
yeah, they ruined the world for like 1 day, depending on who you ask.
Oh yeah, no, the flights getting canceled. It was nuts. Yeah. That was breaking news worldwide. CrowdStrike, the fair value on CrowdStrike is about $220 a share. I just have this memorized. This is off of just articles that I've read. So, that's just fair value. So I would like CrowdStrike as a buy, like 166 or even something like 190.
But it's like, can they recover from what happened? I don't know.
I think it can recover. I just think it's just squeezing out some of its valuation and its overbought nature right now. It could get a violent bounce because it's oversold short term. A better way to play the cybersecurity is the hack ETF. This is an ETF full of the cybersecurity stocks. If this breaks out over the daily highs, that could be something to be a part of a diversified portfolio.
All right, cool. Listen. Yeah. I appreciate this, and Young Candlestick, man. Listen, I appreciate it. Listen, guys, make sure y'all join the Victory Unit Discord. Greg is in there, Rhyme is in there, man. We helping y'all get money with the stock market. If y'all want to learn, it's free. Hey, one thing, there's people in there pretending to be me and Greg. We ain't never gonna ask you for no money. We never gonna take your money and invest it. Like, we ain't doing that. Like, that's like illegal. Like that's like illegal. It's not us doing that. That's we kick them people out every time we see them, but just don't get scammed by them. I ain't never gonna ask you for no Ethereum or Bitcoin or any other sort of pretend money. Like it's not. Just be careful in the Discord. Everything is free. Destroy the imposters. We do not message you first. We don't tell you to deposit money into any weird ass brokerages. If you won't hop on if I won't hop on a call with you, like in the Discord, it's not me. I'll literally get on the phone. Yeah. And I'm not going to DM you in the Discord. Like, be clear about that. If you get a DM from a motherfucker calling himself King Keto dressed as me, well, my opinion, it's not me. I would not DM you on Discord, and I certainly ain't never asked you or anyone. I never asked anyone for no goddamn Ethereum. All right, I wouldn't accept it. I won't accept it as a form of payment, man. No, I want greenbacks, man. I want motherfucking USD. Exactly. All right. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. I think we got some super chat.
We do. We have the noble one.
All right.
King Keto Carter.
What's up? Yeah.
The king of accountability. Got a question on bulking.
Okay.
I'm doing 1.5 to 2 grams of protein pounds. Sometimes I overshoot to 3+.
Okay.
Should I lower my intake the next 2 days after to average it out to 1.52 or nah?
I mean, like, if you go over, that's fine. Like, don't worry about it. I like to have higher protein than when most people subscribe. And we're going to go into that in a minute when I get back into this thing, but I'll give you a brief version of it now. Because you got to remember, food labels are allowed by the FDA to be 20% off in either directions, right? Right, 20% off. So even like, there's some studies that say you only need like 0.8 grams of protein. Like 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. But you got to remember that these studies were done in controlled environments where they knew exactly how much they were getting. They can control it with science and shit, we're just in the fucking wild trying to figure this shit out, knowing that the FDA allows food labels to be 20% off. So that shit that says it's 10 grams of protein might have 8, right? Might have 12. You don't know. So let's just overdo it. Let's err on the side of caution. It's better that you can't have too much protein. There's no, like, You're not going to get too much protein, but you can definitely have too little protein. So let's just overdo it. And I've been training people. I mean, honestly, man, I've had this. What I'm about to say is bro science, but like I've like trained people like thousands in the real world. And when I put people over a gram of protein per pound of body weight, they fucking seem to get better results than the people at just 1 gram, right? If I put them at 1.5, or if they're doing 2, those motherfuckers gain muscle faster. And I know that's just bro science, but I got to tell y'all the truth. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't give a fuck what you do. Really, I don't even know you, right? But like, I'm just telling you the truth. This is what I've experienced as a trainer, you know. So even if the studies say something different, you nerds, y'all can read studies and it's cool. But I have experience training thousands of people for 25 years, man. 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. I've never seen it not work better. Every time we've done it, it's worked better than 1 gram. Every time I've seen it. All right. I hope that helps the noble one. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I've seen, right? I know you guys want to crucify me because there's no studies to back it up. I'm just telling you what I've seen as a trainer. You do whatever you want. Fuck you. All right. What else?
Jesus. We have David.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, I'm 26, debt-free, 3 months saved, business profits about 20K a month. I have 7K months worth to invest after expenses. Would you do Section 8 or trading?
You got enough. You can do some of both. That way you can diversify your income. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with us in the Legion. Me, Greg, Romulus. We'll put you on, man. We've been making gains, right? But then fuck with some of that Section 8 too, man. I mean, that's exactly what I do. I do both. So you see me with 7K a month, that's more than enough you need. And you just keep investing that, you'll be good shape, man. And congratulations on your business, man. You know what I'm saying? You're doing really good for somebody your age, bro. That's exciting. Shout out to you, brother.
We have Mike. When weighing food at a restaurant, how do you account for oils and sauces? Do you give them specific instructions to cook?
Nah, man, I'm not a fucking okay. It's like that's too much, right? Like so when I'm eating, you know, no, to answer your question. And then like the sauces, depending on what sauce it is, I might weigh the sauce. Like my girl saw me weighing some mayonnaise the other day. She was like, "What?" She couldn't believe it, and I was like, "Yeah, I know. This is what you got yourself into." Right. And so I'll weigh condiments sometimes. I will. But as far as the oils, again, like we're just trying to get in a tight range. We're trying to keep the range as tight as possible, you know, knowing that it's not 100% perfect. And then we make adjustments as you know, based off the results we get. Right. But again, I'm telling you, you don't have to be that. It sounds OCD. It's like, it's weird. I'm telling you to do something that's OCD. Then telling you don't have to be that OCD. You got to pick the right amount of OCD. You don't have to be that OCD. You have to be this OCD, right? Because just tracking it works. You know what I'm saying? Just tracking it works. Even without keeping it in, even without being accurate or even giving a fuck what it is. The act of just tracking it works according to studies. You know, these people lost weight and they weren't even given a diet plan or any diet instructions. They just said, "Hey, everything you eat, let's put that in my Fitness Pal." All right. And they lost weight with no specific instructions. Right. So you want to be OCD enough, but you don't got to be, but that's where it goes too far. Is worrying about the oils. That's where the OCD goes a little bit too far. All right.
We have the noble one, Camel Toe Harris, bro. Say it right.
My fault, man. I make mistakes sometimes.
He also said that this means thief in Arabic. Amazing.
All right. I ain't gonna say it. You know Arabic.
No, unfortunately.
Oh, I just assumed because
Yeah. We have Arabic speaking people in south of Iran. So
Yeah,
that's not the wrong.
that's why I assumed, you know.
But it's like English in US is Farsi or Persian in Iran.
What do you speak in Iran?
Me or people?
You.
I speak Farsi or Persian.
Oh.
It's the same language. But I also
Ah,
speak Azeri, which is similar to Turkish.
I didn't even know there was that many languages in Iran.
Oh yeah, there are languages, dialects.
Y'all got mad languages.
Yeah.
That shit's
And
dope.
definitely Arabic. We have Arabic for sure.
Definitely. Aladdin was in English though. Was Aladdin was that set in Iran?
I heard so. Yeah,
I would
haven't met him
imagine.
though. I haven't met him though.
Yeah, you haven't met him.
But yeah, I mean, the story happens in Persia. Yeah, that's.
But what part of Persia?
I have no idea.
So-
I can do a due
Yeah,
diligence.
let's find that out. Let's find that out, guys. I think we need to find out if Nima is from where Aladdin is from. I'm super. We got to stop the podcast. I don't want to do nothing because then I'm gonna be asking him shit like,
Okay.
"Do you got it? Can you bring? I'm asking him to bring me back a lamp.
This one is in China. It says.
What?
Yeah.
China? Yo, why they trying to appropriate?
I don't
That's
know.
your culture. They trying to appropriate. The Chinese trying to appropriate your culture.
It says the character is from the Middle Eastern folk tales in thousands of, which is Iran.
Yeah, Arabian Nights. Yeah.
Arabian Nights. So China. Oh yeah, it doesn't say Iran though.
What in the Middle East?
It is in the Middle East.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. Yo, the Asians won't try to. I mean, y'all Asian because it's in
Somehow
Asia.
ends to China though.
What? China? So Aladdin took place in China? Listen, we gotta fact check this shit.
This is from National Geographic.
National Geographic said Aladdin
Something,
took.
yeah. In both
What?
Gallon's text.
There wasn't even no karate in that shit. There wasn't even no karate.
Ancient China, it says.
What? Yo, man, I think they're trying to steal your culture, man.
Could be.
I think they're trying to steal your culture.
I need to study.
Oh, no. Wait. Well, the movie is set based in Baghdad, Iraq.
Which is in
That's a different site, though. We got to fact check
yeah.
this.
But the National Geography, which is this resource, it says
China? I find that hard to believe. Anyway, and then there's more super chats.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, Yar says what? The latter mixed story set in Persia, told by a Syrian woman.
Damn,
But by Persia, man, like that can mean anything. That's like saying North America, right? All right. Anyway,
We have even scales. Hola, BC. What are top 3 values that you live by?
Oh, that's easy. Top 3 values that I live by. Yo, damn. If I got to think about the top 3, I would say money over bitches. You gotta start there. It always starts there. All right. I mean, do I need 2 more? All right, no, we'll do that. Nah, but my mom told me something once. This is very important. If you want to have good friends, you got to be a good friend. Like, that's something I think about a lot. She said that to me a long time ago, and I just never forget that shit. And then also, man, like extreme results require extreme effort. Right? Extreme results require extreme effort. Those work for me. I don't know. Those are the top 3. Those are the top 3 I can think of off the top of my fucking head in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? What else we got?
We have Chris Brown with just $5 for Thot Repellent.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what's up. Chris Brown needs it, man. You know what I'm saying? Bitches love Chris Brown. Ever since he was a kid, when he came out with them song with T-Pain and Run It. If he would have had Thot Repellent, he wouldn't have beat Rihanna's ass. So that's good to hear. I think you contribute a little more, Chris, right? You needed it. Imagine if you would have had this when you was 19, right? You'd be Michael Jackson right now, man. Instead, you doing fan meet and greets outside a mall or some shit right now. I seen it. All right, let's get back into the habits of a winner. All right. So we're talking about, if you're just joining us, I've been talking about how to burn fat fast, right? So remember, this is extreme shit I'm saying. If you want something sustainable, get the fuck out of here, right? All right. So I was talking about before step 1, right? Step 1 was we got to start tracking everything, right? We can track your calories, get a food scale, track the calories, get a wearable, track the calories we burn. And then we want to be tracking that. I mean, then we want to keep that in order. And we want to be documenting that in some sort of spreadsheet with a formula that does the math for us, right? All right. Maybe we should we make a spreadsheet for him? Not now. I mean, like when this video comes out. Oh, yeah. All right. Listen, if you want, well, I'm gonna put a sheet in this video. If we don't have one, just don't put it in the video. I'm gonna put it when you watch this. I'm gonna put a sheet in this video, kind of like the one I had, so you guys can use it. You can start tracking the shit yourself. Okay. Yeah. All right. You don't have to do it now. All right. Okay. And it's important that you have some sheet like this, right? Because remember, if you have this, you will lose. If you're tracking, you will lose weight. Even if you don't do any other shit I'm about to say. Just tracking will lose weight according to the studies. Now, this works for everyone. But even before that study came out, I knew that because when I was an online trainer, when I started my online training business, the main thing I did was track people's diets. Because guys in the gym, they don't do that shit. Trainers in the gym ain't tracking their diets, right? And they wonder why their clients don't get results. So I started tracking people's diets online and in the gym, right? And I noticed that I was getting way better results for my clients than almost every trainer, in person or online. Well, I was one of the first online trainers. I kind of helped pioneer that, because every time I train somebody, whether it was in person or just online, we track their diets. And I just did it with like a spreadsheet back in the day, super primitive, right? And those people all lost weight, all got in shape without exception, if they did it, right? If they were too fucking fat and lazy to track how much food they're eating, they stayed fat. Motherfuckers still fat now to this day, right? But if they tracked it, they got in good shape. It's critical if you're going to be training other people, especially if you're going to train them online. If you want to know how to train people online, if you want to know more about that, I do have an ebook in the description. It's free, on how to start your online fitness business. You know, I was one of the pioneers in that industry, and I built a multi-7-figure business, and I've taught over 15,000 people how to build their online fitness business. If you want to know more about that, click the link in the description, download that book. It's free. All right. But anyway, let's get back to this. So once you have all this, now the next step is you got to get your calories and macros down. Like, what exactly are you going to eat? Let's talk about the diet. So I think you should have at least 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. So every day you should have 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, right? So you might have to go somewhere. You might have to get a DEXA scan or find a way to measure what your lean body mass to get your body fat percentage done, or use one of those machines or some shit. Get an estimate of what your lean body mass, and you want to get at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I know that you've heard some other fucking YouTuber reference some study, or maybe you read a study saying that you don't need that much protein, that maybe 0.7 or 0.8 grams of protein is enough. Maybe. However, those studies were done in controlled environments by scientists. They knew exactly how much protein that person was consuming. Remember, we don't. We're doing the best we can, but the FDA allows food labels to be wrong. to have a 20% margin of error. Meaning, if you buy some shit and it says it has 10 grams of protein, it might have 8, it might have 12, right? It's they're allowed to be 20% wrong in either direction. So to account for that, instead of 0.8, we're going to do 1 gram to make up for that potential 20% loss, right? Because we're in the real world. We're not doing it in labs the way that these scientists and these studies, the way that the studies were done, right? We're in a controlled environment.
So if you do more, you want to do more than what study said?
Well, no, the study said 0.8, right? Yeah. Study says 0.8 or 0.7, right? You know, so 1 gram puts us in, we want to err on too much, or rather you have too much. Now, remember, I said at least. I've been a personal trainer for over 25 years. I've trained thousands of people, both in person and online. And people seem to have success with higher protein than even 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. People that I've trained, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what people I've trained. When I'm cutting, I take my protein up to at least 1.5 or 2 grams. At least. And there's a few reasons for that. One, check this out. Here's some studies that show that high protein. Oh, no, that's the wrong study. Fuck. Okay. So this study that was done, it says on the ketogenic diet a little bit, but it's more so a high protein ketogenic diet. And that's what I do. And it talks about, in this study, it talks about how when you have doing a high protein ketogenic diet, which is what I do, right? It drastically reduces your appetite, drastically, right? But just high protein in general is more. It will give you more satiety. Will give you more satiety, and you're less likely to be hungry if your protein is high, right? Because protein is satiating, and you're way less likely to be hungry if your protein is super high. All right. Now, also, right, and if you're not hungry, that makes it easier for you to keep your calories low. Okay, that makes it easier for you to keep your calories low. As far as macros, so I mean, that's one macro you want to have. So we want to keep our protein at least 1 gram, right? Your fats and carbs, I don't really give a fuck what you do with fats and carbs, right? I don't really care what you do with your fats and carbs, right? Keep your protein at 1 gram, right, of lean body mass, and we want to keep your calories at 10% of your lean body, at your lean body mass times 10, right? So if your lean body mass is 200, then you want 2,000 calories that day, right? And I know you may be saying that's too little. That's not enough, right? Remember, we're doing this fast. You want it to be fast or not? You want it to be fast or you want it to be easy? If you want it to be easy, then you should have never came to this video. You shouldn't have been here, right? It's going to be difficult. But if you do it, you will lose weight. I mean, it's just math. You'll be in a caloric deficit, but your protein will be high enough to retain the majority of your muscle, or at least a good portion of your muscle. Right now, I don't care what you do with your fats and carbs. Some of you hate keto. Some of you love high carbs. I don't give a fuck how you do it, right? As long as you keep that protein up and you keep your calories at your lean body mass times 10, which is going to be super low calories for most of you guys. I'm going to be honest with you, right? But you keep that protein high, you'll be in good shape. Now, I caution you against filling the rest of those calories with carbs, because if you fill it with fat, you're more likely to be in ketosis. And check this out. There's another study to show keto diets actually decrease cravings, right? And decrease appetite, right? So you can see how that can be beneficial, right? If you're not as hungry and your calories are super low, it might be easier to adhere to that, right? And then you may be thinking that the high protein is going to kick you out of ketosis. That's just not been my experience. Like no matter how high I take my protein, I tested my blood levels, my blood glucose levels twice a day, every day, keeping my protein at the levels I'm telling you. As long as my carbohydrates levels were low, I usually stay in ketosis. And this is me testing my blood ketones twice a day. And this work with people I've trained. Now, I have never seen somebody, I have never trained somebody and they've gone out of ketosis by keeping their blood, by consuming too much protein. I just haven't seen. I know that studies say gluconeogenesis will kick you out of ketosis. I just haven't seen that in the real world. Training, hundreds and training thousands of people. I just haven't seen it. However, being in ketosis is not necessarily what we need, right? For this diet plan, right? You just need the protein to sustain to crush your appetite, right? You just need to keep your appetite low. And here's the thing: the problem is, man, some of you motherfuckers are going to fill it with carbs. And I know you guys hate the ketogenic diet and you want to attack me for even suggesting that it's something you should do. And the reason you want to do that is because you're addicts. That you guys have problems. You guys are sugar addicts because sugar is addictive. Like, check it out. Right? The idea of giving up sugar is fucking with you. But here's Princeton University with a whole study talking about how addictive sugar is. They say it's similar to drugs. Like I put a you can eat candy and cake, and as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. You can. But can you do that? Can you do that? Right? Probably not. Right? Because here's a study from wait for it to load. There's another study about how addictive sugar is, Mount Sinai, and blah 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 blah. On top of weight gain, the consumption can cause irreparable damage, putting you at higher risk of diabetes, heart disease, depression, anxiety, memory loss, and even reduced brain volume. That's just sugar, man. That's just sugar. It's addictive, man. It has addictive properties, right? So that's why you guys get so mad when I suggest cutting carbs. But you can eat carbs if you want. It's just the problem is carbs make you hungry because they're addictive. Sugar in particular, right? Sugar really is going to make you really hungry. You know what I'm saying? All right. Right. So that's the diet plan. Right. You can do whatever you want you can eat as much sugar if you want. It's just going to be difficult. You can eat as many carbs as you want. It's just going to be difficult because carbohydrates, sugar in particular, make you hungrier. Right. You keep your protein high, keep your carbs low. It'll just be easier for you to follow this diet. Right. Because we're going to do your lean body mass times 10. That's your calories. That's the calories you consume every day. Right. And then your protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. Just do that. Do those two things. I don't really care what you do. You can you can fill the rest of it with carbs if you want, whatever's left. I don't suggest you do that, though. I really don't suggest you do that. Just because you're going to be hungrier. Anyway, what are we going to do for working out? All right. Well, for working out, you're going to follow any workout program. When it comes to lifting weights, your calories are going to be super low. So you're not going to put on a lot of muscle during this time. I recommend you do 3 to 4 full body workouts per week. Pick 1 to 2 exercises per body part and just do that. Right? Super simple. Focus on compound exercises. I don't want to talk about this too much because you're not going to build a lot of muscle during this period, right? Your calories are too low, right? You're not going to build a lot of muscle, right? What I do want to talk about is the cardio you're going to do, right? we remember we got to burn calories. So I want you to walk. Hear me out. You can do this because walk 20,000 steps per day. Yeah, 20,000 steps, right? So the average person. Oh, hold on. I did this wrong. Fuck. My data got fucked up. Give me 1 second. Put the thing on. Yeah. All right, we're back. You want to work 20,000 steps per day. That's twice as much as what's normally recommended, 10,000 steps per day. But remember, this is extreme. We're trying to burn fat fast, right? Extreme results require extreme actions, right? 20,000 steps per day, right? So if you walk 20,000 steps per day on average, you should burn an additional 1,000 calories per day, at least on average. Like, it's going to vary depending on your height, weight. I'm just talking about the average person, right? You should burn an additional 1,000 calories per day. But remember, you're already in a deficit because you're keeping your calories so low. So on top of that, we're going to burn an extra 1,000 calories, right? Remember that for just that alone, you'll burn 2 pounds of fat a week. If you were eating at maintenance and you walked 20,000 steps per day, you'd burn about 2 pounds of fat per week. We do that on top of that with consuming low calories. It's going to take it to the next level. Now, it's going to take you about 2 hours. It's going to take the average person about 2 hours. Now, a lot of people are thinking, or depending on how fast you walk, it might take a few hours. I'm going to be honest with you. But, I said this before, and this big fitness influencer who will remain nameless said that nobody has enough time to walk that much. Nobody has enough time to walk that much. However, a simple search on YouTube will show you. Hold on. A simple search on YouTube will show you that there's you show some fucking white ladies doing it, man. Like fucking women, tiny women are doing it. Like, what is this YouTuber or fitness influencer was said, hey man, it's too much, right? But this chick did it. I don't know why he's not tough enough to do it, but this chick did it. This fella did it. Who else, man? This guy did it. He not even ripped. He just a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy did it. There's all types of people doing it, actually, So don't let nobody tell you can't. This guy's doing 30,000 steps a day. This guy doing, so people are doing it is what I'm trying to say, man. And I had a video where I talked about doing it. I'm not going to play this video. I just want to show you some of the comments from, there was one in particular. I took this challenge, did 2 sessions of 10K today. It took 1 hour before work, 1 hour after work. Right? I mean, listen, that's normal. And he did it. Right? And he lost weight. He lost weight, man. He did a great job. Like, it can be done. Listen, if you wanted something easy, you shouldn't have watched this video. Right? But the reason we're walking instead of doing something, any crazy cardio or running, is because our calories are going to be so low. Right? Our calories are going to be so low. And if you walk, like if you do hit cardio, the problem with that is it's almost like resistance training for your muscle, right? We want to do something low impact, but we still burn a lot of calories. We're going to do some low impact. You could just walk, man. Walk in the morning, walk in the afternoon, right? And you should be able to hit this, and you can listen, if you got kids or a dog, you can go walking with your kids somewhere. They'll enjoy it. Walk your dog. Dogs love being outside. Walk your girlfriend. You guys need to walk your girlfriends, man. Put her on a leash. Hold her hand and walk your girlfriends around the city, man. It'll be good. She can, and that bitch need to lose some weight. She thinking to be in like, you need to walk her, man. You need to get her 20,000 steps. So we can all stop laughing at you with this fat girl. All right. And because if she just did this, man, she'd probably lose some weight, man. Straight up, and y'all would do it together. Then y'all do it together. All right. Put that bitch on a leash, man. It's okay. Some people are into that. They sell leashes. I heard. All right. And and that's all it. We're going to do a full body workout. Nothing crazy. 2 to 3 exercises per body weight, per body part. 1 to 2 exercises per body part. You want to pick the compound movements. And 1 is probably good, man. Honestly, 3 to 4 sets, depending on, how well trained you are. Do that 3 to 4 times a week because we're not really going to focus on that. We just want to maintain as much muscle as possible. Lift heavy when you're doing it. Like, that's the key. When you're lifting, lift heavy. Like go heavy, right? But also it's this cardio and this diet. That's what's going to do it, man. That's what's going to do it. Now, there are a few supplements that I take. I'm not telling you to do this. When it comes to supplement, hey, listen, YouTube moderators, I'm not telling the viewer to do this. I'm saying me, all right? There's a few supplements that'll help you in your quest. All right. Let me see if I can bring it up. But don't show it yet. Don't show it yet. Let me get my screen because I don't know what's gonna pop up. All right. I'm telling you guys, hold on, not to use this, but this is what I take when I'm cutting. I don't think you should do it ever. You should never do this. Oh, obviously, the obligatory. I got to tell you that I'm on testosterone replacement therapy. I've been on it I got on TRT like right before I turned 40. I'm 42 now. If you were in your 30s, you should probably look into it as well. My testosterone. People say, man, your testosterone was low because you went on keto. There's some studies that show that testosterone keto can actually raise testosterone. My video editor will put this on the screen when it's time, right? However, my testosterone wasn't like crazy low. It was in the normal range, but it was the low end of normal for someone my age. And I just didn't want that. So I went on the fucking juice. All right, whatever. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. But anyway, so it'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that. All right. But even before the TRT, this is what I did when I was cutting. I took the supplements called BRONKAID. BRONKAID has in it, the reason we take BRONKAID is because it has in it a ingredient called ephedra. All right. And ephedra, when I was in high school, ephedra was in every fat burner pill because it worked. Right. Ephedra gives you a ton of energy and it really reduces your appetite. All right. Now in America, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in America, you have to go to the pharmacist, go behind the counter. You got to be over 18 and you have to give. And I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I have to do when I get it. You shouldn't use this. I'm just telling you what I do. All right. And I have to give the pharmacist my ID. They look at it. Oh, okay. Do some shit in the computer. And then they fucking give me the shit. Right. So just keep that in mind. I guess I got to make sure I'm not making meth out of it or something. All right. Now, that shit though. So I take this 2 to 3 times a day plus 200 to 300 grams, 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine 2 to 3 times a day. Assess your tolerance. This is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. Do whatever you want. Somebody's ready to spaz in the comments. Oh, that's going to kill you. Listen, I've been alive for 40 years, man. If it was going to kill me, maybe it will. I'm not telling you to do it, bro. I guess I'm fucking playing Russian roulette every day. Or you a pussy. Anyway, you can get that from like a can of Celsius. That's a cool way to get it, or pre-workout, whatever, 2 to 3 times a day, depending on your tolerance, plus BRONKAID 2 to 3 times a day. It's, man, you'll have a ton of energy, which is important. The ephedra and the caffeine to give you a ton of energy, and both of those are appetite suppressants. Because remember, we're keeping our calories super low, so we want to do everything in our power to keep we want to do everything in our power to keep our appetite low, so it's easier to adhere to this protocol, right? And there's one more thing you got to get. Let me find it. Oh, that's the wrong site. Wait a second. Okay. This ketone aid. This is exogenous ketone. This is exogenous ketone esters. This is not like the ketone salts usually. This is something different, right? This is ketone esters, which is way stronger. This stuff tastes like trash. It tastes like, it tastes. I never tasted garbage dumpster juice, but I imagine that this is what it would taste like. It's really bad. But no pain, no gain, man. And I take shots of this through capfuls. Capfuls is like the dosage. You fill up a capful of it, and I'll take multiple dosages throughout the day. What it does is, man, every time I start feeling hungry, if I take a shot of that, I'm not hungry anymore, and it gives you more energy, right? And it's basically it's exogenous ketones, but like a super strong version of it. So what ketones are? Your body makes ketones, and in the absence of glucose, your body will turn ketones into fat. Your liver will turn your liver will turn fat, either fat that you ingest or body fat, into ketones, and that's the fuel that your body will run out of. However, this really helps people when they're trying to adjust to the ketogenic diet, because while their body's trying to learn how to make ketones, you could just give it some ketones, right? But you don't even need to be on ketosis you don't even need to be doing a ketogenic diet to benefit from this, right? It's just it's like another fuel source, a non-caloric fuel source. It's super dope. Now, full disclosure, you can see I do be buying this shit, but full disclosure, I am friends with the CEO. Not friends is a strong word, but I'm really cool with the CEO. Every once in a while, they'll send me some shit. They never pay me to endorse it. I'll take the money, homie. Hey, listen, bro. If you ever want to break your boy off some cash for endorsing your motherfucking your awful tasting product, I'll take it, right? But I don't. I noticed the difference, bro. I take this during the day, even when I'm not cutting, just because I just noticed energy. I take it first thing in the morning, every morning. It's one of the things that start my day off. But it's like energy without caffeine, right? So now we'll have energy, so we can walk all these fucking 20,000 steps, tons of energy, and we'll have. And this also suppresses appetite. So we have 3 appetite suppressors, right? You do that 3 times a day, it'll be difficult to eat more calories than you're supposed to. Plus, if you do it with majority of protein and you keep your carbs low, that's also going to suppress appetite. This is how you adhere to this crazy ass protocol, right? But it'll also give you the energy to walk all these fucking steps. All right. And don't do this. Listen, okay, I'm not telling you what to do. I wouldn't do this without the BRONKAID, without the ephedra. Like, I do not like doing this shit without the ephedra, because ephedra really is probably the most potent appetite suppressant that I know of legal, right? But also, studies show that ephedra is one of the few things that actually does increase fat loss, right? Fat loss is a two-part process. It's lipolysis and oxidation. Oxidation is when your fat cells break down into fatty acids. I'm sorry. Lipolysis is when your fat cells break down into fatty acids. Oxidation is when your body uses those broken down fat cells for energy, right? And studies show that ephedra speeds up lipolysis, but it also gives you energy, so you can fucking start moving more, and you can oxidize that shit with the quickness, right? It's a super powerful product, you know. They made it illegal because some people, it's not illegal. It's illegal to put in. It's illegal to put it in fitness supplements, right? You know, bodybuilder supplements, because it used to be in every fat burner when I was a kid in the 90s. I was 16 years old taking this shit before basketball games, fouling everybody. I fouled out of every game almost. I led the league in fouls. Anyway. But I was a ripped little kid. And I had a lot of energy. I guess some motherfuckers died from that shit, and then they made it illegal for you to put it in body builder supplements. Legend has it was some high school wrestlers or some college wrestlers who were trying to make weight. So they were like dehydrating themselves, taking a bunch of ephedra, and they were running around with those garbage suits on with no water, trying to make weight for an event. And them kids died. Right. But I never died, and I've been taking this since I was a kid. So I keep doing it. Right. I'm not telling you to do it. In fact, I'm telling you not to take it. Don't take it. But I wouldn't do this protocol without that part. You know, I wouldn't, but you should. All right. Listen, man. Everything I told you is not just based off my own experience. It's based off training literally thousands of people over the last 25 years. You know, I've been a personal trainer for mad long. I was one of the first online trainers, and all right. And I've built a multi 7-figure online fitness business, and now I teach other people how to build their online fitness business too. If you would like to know more about that, I have a free ebook that will show you all about it. It's called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. Links in the description. This ebook will show you how to build your online fitness business, even if you don't have a big following, even if you're not certified, because there's no law saying you have to be certified to be an online trainer. Gyms just want you to be certified in order to for insurance reasons, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's no law say you have to be certified. So I'll show you how to do that. And even if you don't have a lot of experience, right? You'll at least learn more about the business and see if it's right for you, because it might not be right for you, but at least you can read the book, go through it, and see some examples, some other people we've helped. And if you don't like it, if you find out it's not for you, at least you'll know after you read the free ebook. All right. Anyway, links in the description. All right. Any super chats, or is it time to go? It's definitely time to go. But are there any super chats? She said no.
No.
All right. Hey, listen, guys. We do this are we not doing it next Thursday? We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.